Why do military and special forces keep asking me to make this knife for them? Stay tuned to find out. This is actually the size, shape, and weight that a lot of military men are choosing to wear on their LEBE and take into harm's way. One of the reasons is this blade. It's a robust convex ground blade. This one's forged from 1095 high carbon steel. It can put up with a lot of abuse. It holds its edge well. It doesn't chip, and it is easily resharpened because of this convex edge. The blade profile also makes this knife really good for a variety of cutting tasks. See how it's nice and wide? That really helps with cutting. And yet, it's pointy enough to do a little bit of the stabby stuff if it needs to. It also has a low-lying center point. That means you get to use the full cutting surface of this edge without having the material slip past that last ½ inch or so. The design of the blade allows the tip to be really durable and resistant to breakage, even though it has a nice fine taper and gets very thin towards the tip. This means it can do good fine cutting towards the tip of the knife, and that's really what you need. About 90% of your cuts are going to start tip first. You begin with an incision with the tip, and then you bring it through. And if that tip isn't sharp and isn't fine, a knife doesn't do well with a lot of cutting tasks. This one does, again, because of this hand-forged taper we see in the blade. These are also differentially tempered. You can still see some of the blue temper line back here, which means the spine is nice and soft, but the edge stays a good hard 60 Rockwell hardness. So this knife is very resistant to breakage. It's very durable, all the while having a good hard edge, and that convex edge gives enough meat and support to make that 1095 very durable and stable for harder tasks. These knives are forged by hand, so each one's unique. You see this one has a little bit of forged scale left here. You can also see the full distal taper that's forged into the knife, giving it good balance and great cutting ability. The design of the blade I've already covered, but we also have this thumb swell here. This works great and gives very secure grip when the thumb is put up here for purchase. Look at the way I grind this in here. These are angled backwards, almost like saw blades, to ensure that your finger isn't going to slide up. Now, it's not going to cut you or anything, but it is going to bite into that thumb to make sure you don't slide up on that blade, which you don't want. I also have added jimping to the front and the back. This one for retaining the knife, again, when it's thrust forward, and this one for retaining the knife when it's drawn from the sheath, as we'll see in a moment. Now, since each knife is custom made, you can get a variety of options for your blade. This customer wanted a zebra wood handle, which is finished in a Odie's oil, which gives it a really good feel and texture, but it's not slippery, but it preserves the wood. Now, you can get these in micarta, as I often do on other varieties of this knife, but this guy asked for zebra wood. It's got a classic look, it's still hard, it's still durable, and it's gonna look very cool on his LBE. The handles I do on these Mars Fire knives are going to be some of the most comfortable you've ever felt. That's because nothing is done apart from feel. I don't make it by sight, I make it by feel. As I'm making this handle, I hold it, and I cut with it, and I reverse grip, and I move around with it. I make sure it feels good. They all end up looking the same. Again, that's not because I make them to match for looks. I make them to be ergonomic. That word means work in Greek. Ergonomic is something that works well with the body, works well with what you're doing. And these are the definition of ergonomic because I work with them as I make them. So we have a bit of a, not a block here, but it's rounded, almost more like a beam. And that's what you want because your hand, when you put your hand into a gripping stance here, or gripping shape here, it's rounded, it's not square. And yet it doesn't twist, it orients well, and it allows you to close your hand and get that good grip. Handles that are too big don't allow you to engage these here, right? These muscles here are the ones that grasp, that is these fingers here. That's what you want to get a good grip. If your handle's too big, you can't fully engage those guys right there, and you don't get a good grip on your knife. This allows you to fully engage your body in the gripping of the knife, some secure in front and some security in the back. It cradles the hand, it's very secure, and it's minimalist. There's not a ton of blades sticking out. There's not a ton of handles sticking out. I think that's one of the reasons why military guys like this. It fits on the LBE. It doesn't get bumped off. It doesn't get caught in webbing. But when you need it, it's a full-size, capable blade. You can thrust this completely through whatever you need to, or just use it for utility work, opening things, cutting things, prying things, any of that. It is the exact size you need with nothing extra hanging off. You don't want extra weight. You don't want extra mass. You want just what's enough, and that's what the Osprey is. The sheath that these guys like to run is this leather-covered Kydex sheath. This one comes with double snaps. Usually I go with single snaps, but for military guys, I'll do double snaps, and I make it wider to fit on their wider webbing belt. Now, this will mount horizontally on the belt, and you can very quickly get at it. I'm going to demonstrate for you right now. Here's an example of how I like to wear it on the belt. Sideways like this. It's out of the way, but you can get to it very quickly. You can actually get to it with either hand if you'd like. It stays secure because these double straps, and it just fits right in. Very sturdy. No up and down hanging stuff, nothing flapping, nothing clunking around. It's just right there, and it's just very easy, very quick to get to. Mounting system, it's easy to get at when you're seated. You gotta do your job. There you go, and put it right back in. A lot of knives that are up and down like this, they're hard to get to if it's in your pocket. Oh boy, you gotta go with one of these. But right here, super fast. Now sometimes these guys are jumping out of airplanes, and that's what this little piece right here is for. So let me show you how we do this. This has an extra retention that's gonna lock this knife up and not allow it to come out of the sheath under any circumstances. So I'll replace this snap with this snap. It works the exact same way, only it has a bonus feature of this part, which again locks up the retention. So I just replace the one with the other. I've got the same belt mounting system, but now I've got this extra lock that holds this tight. It keeps tension on the Kydex, and it doesn't allow this knife to come loose. So in this configuration, the knife is locked up. It's not going anywhere. If I undo that, now I can get it out. If you're doing a jump or something like that, there you go. That's an option that you're gonna want. And of course, being for a military application, for military guys, these are all fully MOLLE compatible. And again, they're gonna stay tight, everything you've got going on there. So they'll work right in line with the system you already have set to go. And then each knife will bear my signature, the year it was made, and then one of one. That shows that this has been hand forged for you personally. It does not come off an assembly line. So those are some of the reasons why military guys are choosing to buy the Osprey knife. If you want one like this exact configuration right here costs $375. If you want something like this, email me at marsfireforge@gmail.com. I can put you on the wait list, and we can hopefully get you a knife by the time you need it. Again, that's marsfireforge@gmail.com. Don't be afraid to ask about custom orders, maybe a recurve Osprey like this one right here, or Bowie knives or whatever it would be you'd like. I can do it all here at the Forge. Thanks for watching. See you next time.